Heaven I tube. Yeah man, yeah, you see the big king man, you know. Look like a blood clad alien for true because I out of this Babylon world, you know. So we have to live in a nature and put our feet them on the ground. You see what I say? Yeah, we have a little video today. Showing our vibes. Let's see. Man, nothing me fight out, she fight. Yeah. Come make we go walking on the bush. Today's video is about so-called eco living off grid. You know what I mean? Cooking with fire, cooking with coal, on a coal pot. You know what I'm saying? Gardening, growing your own food, and thing, you know? Yeah, this is what today's video is about. So, and also having the access to use electric, but from solar, everything solar. So cooking with fire and with electric in case we are having to re-up on firewood. That's why the pot look black like this. Alright. Yeah man, gardening, using the brown and the dark brown dirt. Reusing material such as the Babylon plastic, also the natural material like calabash. So we try to make use of these Babylon things for now. Reusable. Yeah. Alright, so this is like some of our firewood. We cut some wood off the tree. It is dry wood. Everybody just be patient, tune in, and there's many parts. I'm gonna show like the whole circle of life of how we're reusing material, how we are composting, how we are off of the grid from the standpoint of water and electricity. Because most people in Babylon, the reason why they're so obsessed with America or Europe is because of the amenities such as electricity and also running water from the government. The issue is that the electricity they're using fossil fuel and it's destroying the earth more and more. And then the water, they have big water plants where they actually weaponize the water for the agenda of the Babylon powers that be. So when you have this idea of like the water that the government give you, the water that the government give you is actually compromised because it has an agenda to make sure that people have a lower life expectancy. And also there's vaccines in the water that the government gives. So we need to be careful. So yeah man, this is like a small compost bin. Only plant-based material from the fruits and vegetables. You know, the squashes, the pumpkins, the potato, sweet potato. We gathered firewood from the mango trees, like also the leaves, great fire starters. And we also get nice dirt, the brown dirt, as you can see. Also the black dirt is available as well. Using solar, even solar on top of the roof, if you can see. Solar, everything solar. We have fig trees, moringa, mango, avocado, coffee, guava. Over 30 mango trees that we have access to. In this present moment, all praises to the highest side. Another solar to capture like the end of the day solar energy. And then it feeds this eco home. And I'm gonna hone in on the eco home when we return there. This is a well. We have well water here, pumping. It's also ran by solar. So the ground is, we digged about 15 meters in the earth, and then you get water forever, clean groundwater. There's also a river right here at the border of the land. A river, seasonal river, but it's very useful. Keep the area lush and green. There is Babylon flush compost, like a toilet to flush, but also using as compost. But then mainly we love to use the outhouse or the out home. Yeah man, simple, hole in the ground. Yeah man, clean, no nasty smell, no bugs. Simple, you dig like 15 feet and in the whole area have to like, you remove all the dirt Then you create like some type of foundational seat. And then I know the zinc is not the best, but this is just temporary. Everything we do is temporary. We're nomadic beings, and we make use of things. And our camps, the Seagold, Earth Haven, Bush Camp, we make use of things based on where we are and which base we're at, whether we're in headquarters or whether we are moving and being nomadic as we always are. This is wild sage. As you can see, wild sage. Where is that? Hold on. We also have taps outdoor, and the water from the well is pumped into the eco home as well. So now the only thing is everybody want to live in nature, but they're not ready for the different animals that's in nature. Squirrels, bats, mouse, snakes. Yeah, only for snake. So there's things to factor in, you know what I mean? This is a guava tree. Always remember guava by how the tree is looking on the bark. This bark is a clear representation of guava. As you can see, all the nice, beautiful life walking, doing their thing. Yeah, observe the ants, my people. Guava leaf is highly medicinal for the body. It can help you when you have issues with constipation. This can help your bowels. Guava leaf, look into it, study. Mango tree. It's not mango season right now. I want to show the fig tree, place where we burn. You have to burn trash, you know. More firewood to make this thing sustainable and fully eco, you know. This is what the monkeys feed on. Monkeys feed on this fig, wild fig, African fig, you know. Big fig tree. And you know what's funny? You can cook the fig leaves. Let me hone in on that. The fig leaf is actually edible. Look into that. Not raw. So, yeah, it's good for us to see green in all the colors because these things help us to heal our ancestral trauma. It helps us to heal all the wrong that we've done in our life. It gives us a better mind frame and a better perspective. Cleans us. You know what I mean? It's just like when you ingest greens and vegetables. It's cleaning your colon. And it's very good for digestion. So it processes things and processes information and then removes what doesn't need to be there. It's the same thing when you're processing the sight of green. And it doesn't matter if you're in the mountains or if you're in a savanna. As long as you have greenery. Greenery is very important. So, as I said, the tap is about from the well. This water can drink. So, come make we look at the eco home. Might see a wild animal, pay attention. More firewood, we just leave them in the sun area. That way it dries, so it can be put to use. Because dry wood can burn more when we do want to cook by fire. In fact, it's the best thing to cook by fire because it makes the food have like a flavor of the firewood. So the whole point of like being off grid is to be around less frequencies. You can hear the birds. You can hear the insects all day, 24 hours. So even those sounds is what we call sound therapy, or what Babylon calls sound therapy. So the sound therapy is a part of our healing. We talk about the trauma that has happened due to the transatlantic slave trade and what has been done to our ancestors. Then we want to return to Africa. But when we return to Africa, we're not to return to Africa with the slave behavior that we've picked up in the West. We are supposed to, not even supposed to, we must return to the father motherland, the continent, the protonent of Africa, and live the way that our forefathers lived, way forward. I don't mean our recent ancestry when we were enslaved. I'm talking about like literally living with the earth, with nature, not living off nature, not living off the land, living with the land. Remember that. I'm going to repeat that. We are not to live off the land. That sounds like living off somebody or being parasitic. It doesn't sound like a symbiotic relationship. We are to live with the land, live with the earth. This land over here is planting sorghum and millet. Sorghum and millet is coming, is gonna be busting up soon because you know it's rain season. So all of these leaves on the ground from the mango tree is very useful as well to add towards the fire because those are great fire starters. So a lot of greenery, making use of the sun of the beautiful continent of so-called Africa. So we gotta use solar to charge up the phones, the power banks, laptops. Now, let's hone in on this. You're also using Wi-Fi to charge up the, also using solar to charge up the Wi-Fi. Now this is a shipping container. I was gonna say a trailer, pardon myself. This is a shipping container or shipping protainer building, okay? And yes, there's a little bit of concrete. Now, the beauty though is that the building is actually not joined by nails. All of the wood is eucalyptus wood, a little bit of concrete, and also the solid shipping container, you see. Once you have melanin, melanin skin, even if you're just middle color brown like Nikosi Baba, it is vital for us to be in the equatorial regions, but in between the so-called Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn, because we need to be in an environment where the dirt even looks more so like our hands, you see, whereby you are not living next to just sand, because I know we love the coast, especially us Jamaicans, we love to be on the coast, but actually we don't need to be on the coast because the coast is actually going to be flooded. We need to move away from the coastal places. We need to be in high elevated places. Right now, we are about 4,600 feet above sea level. So, when you live in the bush, you always have to keep a sword, a machete. Yeah, man, you have to have a cutlass because all heap of things possible, you know? So this is the other shipping container. There's two shipping containers. There's a double shipping container building, and then the center room is from the local Babylon concrete, which is about 100 square feet. 100 square feet. So total the space is about 350 square feet building. Little small garden. This water is coming from in the building, out from the kitchen, and then waters the garden. And we put these sticks around the garden because of the different wildlife, like from the antelopes and then even from neighboring people's lands who have cows or goats and they can get into the land. So obviously, oh, look at this flower, nice. But yeah, man, you know, one of the staples of Seagull Empire is amaranth. So this is an example of an amaranth coming up right now. Right now, as you can see, it's a baby coming. Also, one of our staples is actually okra. So this is okra coming up right now. So also, we use a lot of onions, but specifically red onion. So plant your onions. So this is an onion coming up, and we use the spring onion as well. Yeah, man. So there's castor oil, wild. Also wild amaranth, which I didn't plant. Or actually I did plant. But I didn't purposely put it in certain areas. But it come up same way it come. Like this is amaranth, you know. It's amaranth, as you can see. But you have to have eyes to sight what is what, because there's a whole heap of different things. So this little storage building, we're able to burn trash. And thing, you know. Yeah, we are burning trash. I know some people say burning is not good for the environment. Yeah, we get it. Though it's better than to litter the trash on the ground. Yes, there's other better sustainable things as far as not using as much plastic and trash. Though in the event you're buying specialty items from time to time, such as we do, you're put in a predicament whereby you don't want to litter the trash on the ground, but you want to find a way to just turn it into its carbon form and just burn it. Now, yes, I know it's not the most ideal method, though we are growing, we're still experiencing, we're still gaining experience and gaining wisdom, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man. We are also trying to sprout a coconut, as you've seen in another video. This takes few weeks to sprout. So if it busts through, I'm gonna show you, but the sprout will come from one of those eyes. And you put water in the plastic and you just keep it in a dark, cool place and let it do its magic. Yeah, man, so shipping protainer. Once again, front of the building. Some more solar flashlight. You can get all your stuff off Amazon. Some solar power banks. Everything charging up, you know. Some solar radios, listening on what the Babylon people are saying. Solar motion sensor light. That way, in the night, if someone's creeping up, I'm resting like the light. I'm very sensitive rester. I'll hear the footstep plus the light will turn on too, and then that will make the person walking up know like, oh, okay, they're present. You know what I mean? So it's important, once again, to be around a lot of trees. We're not really too fond of living in like the square type of buildings. I do love how it triangles up at the top, though I don't really like the idea of this shape. But once again, we have multiple camps, so we make use of our spaces that we have access to, depending on where we are. And nevertheless, this is better than just being in a regular, typical Babylon building. This is more firewood waiting for a lot of it to dry. Now, this is all about healing, man. Everything we do, it's not just to look cool for the internet, like, oh, eco-friendly, living in nature. No, we need to live in green spaces with trees. Because when you live with the trees, you are literally healing yourself. You're giving yourself more oxygen. You cannot heal in the same environment that you got sick in. These type of environments heal us much more. We can breathe. Our nose doesn't have to be as stuffy. Constantly, like at all times, the air is refreshing itself. So even if there's poop outside because of wild animals, or even if a human decides to go poop in the bush, you are literally like having more ventilation compared to like people shitting outside and you're in the middle of Babylon in the city somewhere. There's no ventilation. There's no way of like letting your cells refresh. We need to refresh. It's like when your Wi-Fi is not working good in Babylon. You have to like refresh it or reset the Wi-Fi. But the best way of refreshing is having the proper settings to facilitate the refreshing. So we need the proper settings. Your phone has settings. Life has settings. In life, the settings is literally the environment, the green spaces. That way we're charging. When your phone is charging, if it's on red, that means you're like, it's like red hot. You burning up. You don't have as much high vibes energy. But you notice when your battery is charged, the battery, even on the Babylon phone, the battery turn green, no? So you have to charge your battery. It's not just the solar panels that are tapping into the codes of the sun. I have to tap into these codes. Listening to the birds, sighting visually the green. All the senses, all of the elements are all linked. It's called elemental, the force, mental. It forces your mental to tap into your true mind. We're not attached to no space because the whole entire planet, I are to inherit this entire earth by the grace and the will of the most highest. The whole earth belongs to I. It's not just this one space alone. We're not to buy land. Don't buy land. It's corruption to buy land. Once you buy the land, energetically, it will never be right, especially if you're the elect. If you're just looking to do business in Babylon, go on, go do your thing, go buy the land because you're just looking to do business. But if you are seeking salvation, our salvation does not come in a place that we paid money for. Yeah, we render unto Caesar, we give little money, we give little trinkets here and there. But never from the standpoint that we think that we are owning. We're not like owners or slave masters. We need to master our mind and master reality. You're looking into your mind. The whole point of this video is not to be like those eco people online, the off-grid, just to like look like a fad. This is beyond, this is deeper than biblical. We are what the Bible is speaking of. Seagold order. We are what the Rasta's been speaking of. The Hebrew Israelites, the Christians, the Muslims. We are living in the end. The world ended spiritually. Yet physically, no one can cite it, right? Where you see me using the Babylon phone. We use Babylon paper money sometime. So really, did it end, Nikosi? Really? It ended. Just wait. Patience. As I'm making my exodus even from the YouTube world, I will be finalizing my iTube channel, sharing I through the tube, expressing high-level codes straight from the source because it's becoming clearer for I and I. It's becoming so clear. So I want to finalize and put the icing on the cake that I and I have presented with over 300 videos on iTube and reaching over 100,000 people. This is not to be popular online, because if you guys know me from when I was doing music and when I stopped myself from signing any contracts in Babylon and I didn't sign or sell my soul to nobody, I signed myself to see gold, which means I chose life. I didn't choose money. I didn't seek money. I seek life. I seek the gold and the light at the end of the tunnel because I was engulfed in the darkness. I was walking through the valley of the shadow of death, if I'm pronouncing that properly. There's some people that know how to pronounce all these biblical things perfectly. Maybe my English and my pronunciation and my biblical scholarship is not the best, but guess what? The Bible's speaking about I. And we are the Bible. Who knows it, feels it. We are the true walking testimony. The testament of the highest I, the most highest. So persons that was citing me online, seeing the music stuff, they see, okay, Nikosi, he got some fans, he had 60,000 followers online, blah, 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 all this Babylon stuff. But it was distractions. I tell everybody, unfollow me, unfollow my music. I don't need followers. Only fans I need are fans that's going to fan my flame. The true light that has invoked an I, straight from the source of all life. I don't need fans that are going to blow out the fire. I need true fans. I don't need followers that are going to fall lower. I need persons that can rise high with I, that can cite things clearly for what it is. For their own benefit, not for my benefit. I don't even have to put my face on the video, but the word and the setting, because we tapped into the setting to fix your phone so you can get the signal and the codes properly. Even while using a dead language such as Babylon English right now. Because if I use my own language, no one's going to get what I'm saying. Even with using English, the language of the people that are in gland. They're in the glands of the earth. The England language. English. The truth is still burning up the language. You can still feel and know what I'm saying. And it stands the test to be true. It's clear as day. We speak life into the deaf language to ensure that it doesn't fall on deaf ears. Because those with eyes will be shown more, and those with ears will be told more. And it's important to have eyes, not just the eyes that's on your face, but your true eye, because the eye is the lamp of the body. And it will give you light, and your life will be golden, and walk and be able to trot into the golden city of the Most Highest. Ah, yes. I forgot. I let go on my side. I. We don't say none of these things and these chants and these truths to be cool. It doesn't matter if this video get 1 view. If I can be a reminder to one soul for their own benefit, I don't need you to sit and come bow at my feet and, oh, Nikosi, you're my God. You need to invoke God in yourself. Christ is a divine perception of the heart. Mess age, the message of the day. Because this age has been a mess. So I and I have to come forth with the message to clean the mess that we have done in the previous age. And I, as a so-called Pisces, I cite exactly what was done in the Piscean age clearly. And my cup is filled till it runneth over now, as the water beer. As my, oh Jah, as my Saturn's placement is in so-called Aquarius and all these Babylon ideas of astrology, right? You can find the truth in everything if the truth is in you. You can find the truth in a leaf if the truth is in you. You can find the truth from an ant, from a poop from a wild animal. The truth has never hidden anywhere. It's hiding in plain sight. Bang! The intention is to heal as the wounded healer. (3/13/1993). Eternal life, ain't no enemy. My avatar upgraded beyond 3D. We are in the 5D already. We are beyond any D. We're not in a dimension. We are in the life mention. This is why we mention life. We don't speak a dialect. We speak a life elect because I and I are elected for life. We are sent here by the true master. The master of all things. Even what you think is the devil. Even the Babylon devil work for I and I. The devil work for God. Never forget. Your enemies are simply stepping stones. They won't be a stumbling block. You must walk over it. You must come over. You must overcome. Because anyone that tries to hinder the true seeds of the Most Highest are literally burning and will continue to burn. You know, some people may take some of my videos and think this is for entertainment. We don't want to enter any taint to your mentality. None of this is for show. One will say, oh, why are you speaking this way, Nikosi? You seem to be speaking in a parable type of way or even poetic. Because essentially, even while using the dead language of English, I'm speaking music. I'm actually like giving you music right now. Amusement. We're amusing the mentality of the viewer. Because we are all muses and instruments of the Most Highest. So the words are to pull at your heartstrings. And it's really to press at the keys of your mind, which is the 0. The heart is the 1. I don't mean your brain. Everything comes from the mind, before the heart. They say we need to speak from our heart. We need to speak from our mind and our heart in balance. We must unify the mind with the heart, because the mind is your true eye. This is how you literally turned on this life. This is how you dream. The mind. So listen to the music. The music that the birds are doing. The birds are singing. The insects are singing. I have to sing said way in a sight. That was the point of this video. The video was even beyond the little idea of living off-grid. Off-grid living. Because really and truly, we must live on-grid. What grid? The grid of the Most High. We must live off of the grid of Babylon. Though we need to be tapped into the grid of the earth. So really and truly, that's the only real grid. What does this mean? This means that we need to live on grid of the planet. Because it's a plane. And it's a net. And as fishermen, we have to catch souls in the net of the Most Highest. Ah, yes. Yes, I. Only for Babylon people come for test, I. Boy, I have to stay strong. Don't succumb to the challenges. Don't fear death, whether physical or spiritual. We welcome death because it's only through death where you actually get to sight life. And only with the ones that actually can sight will know what I just said. Some are thinking of funerals and Babylon things. Even this idea of the Babylon funeral, that's just a few near all. We don't need anything but the truth. The truth gives us every single necessity that we need in our life. You don't need to move to Africa and do a colonizer thing and go try to colonize people just because your ancestry is from Africa, such as myself. We are not to repeat what was done to us and return to Africa to be colonizers. A colonizer is like a colon infection on the planet. It's a colonizer. And the earth needs to shit. We must not serve as the constipation for the planet. The earth is going to shit out everybody that doesn't need to be there. So what does that mean? That means that we actually don't need to go buy any land because the whole earth belongs to us. The meek and the souls that the highest eye requires to be on the planet will be there. Don't be afraid of their nuclear weapons. These people are going to blow themselves up. We don't need to live by no gun. We don't even need to live by a sword. This is not for weapon. The most powerful weapon, as all the different scholars and prophets and messengers and martyrs have shared, is the mind. The mind. So I and I, born in March, as the 12 tribes of Israel says, we represent intellect because we're the intel of the elect. But this is not for us to become big-headed and make the head swell. No, no, no. This is a humbling reminder. We must walk lightly. We must stay on our toes. Because the Most High gives some of the hardest tests that you can imagine to the elect. Don't expect life to be easy. hard life build character for the movie. Because the movie is really what's making the eyes move. All these movies they have online, 2012. Pay attention, watch the codes. These are not movies, these are movies. It's to influence the eye to move. Make your exodus. Exit US. The United States and the United Kingdom is actually the divided state of mind and the United Dumb Kings. These places are literally modern day Rome. They are what the Bible is talking about spiritually, and your Quran, or if you're even a Buddhist, these are the places of darkness. They are modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. Those places actually don't even really exist. Do you think native humans, even if they're living backwards slightly and have fell from grace as well, native humans are more tapped into reality, or at least closer to it. So do you think they're thinking anything about what's going on in America and what the dollar's exchange rate is? The dollar is done. The people that live in America are already preparing for their dollar to finish. But yet, everyone else in all the other countries are using the dollar as their trading post or their premier standard. Do you think the ants are thinking about what's going on in your Babylon country? Pay attention to the ants. They're working. Because if you don't work, you don't eat. Even as you hear my voice right now, I'm working. Oh, you think I get a kick out of this? You think this is for popularity? I've experienced the Babylon thing of trying to get views and all of these Babylon things. These things don't set my soul on fire. What sets my soul on fire is when a true soul sends me a message and says that they received the message that I gave them and they received it well. And it served as a reminder for their own personal salvation, because salvation is personal. You need to find God inside of your heart and in your mind. You need to choose life and stop choosing death. Many of us choose death non-stop, blinded thinking that it's life. We choose the jobs, the slavery, the fake food, the fake people, the non-conducive environment based on your genetic predisposition, the fake world and how marriage, there's no such thing as husband and wife, actually. Even though most people in Babylon say they want to be married, there's no true marriage. Nobody's merging. There's no marriage. There's no oneness. And a home divided against itself will never stand. This is why your fake countries, which is a cunt on a tree, those fake countries have the highest rate of divorce. Because the force has died. That's why it's called divorce. There's no force. There's no oneness. There's no togetherness. Yet, when you go to places that have less money or so-called third world countries, they seem to have less of a divorce rate. Interesting. Share this video right now to your loved one that you know will receive this message well, and it will set their soul on fire for their own personal salvation. Not for them to give me comments, even if this video don't get one comment. It's not about a comment. What am I getting out of this? Me simply using my energy. Is going to give me so much more. And yet, I still don't even do this and give of myself with expectation of what I expect God or another person to give me. I will keep doing what I'm doing, even if nothing comes, because it's the right thing to do. When you have knowledge and wisdom, you're not supposed to hold on to it. You have to share it freely with no expectation. And this is where our blessings lie. Even if the blessing don't come to me, even if I don't get a dime, it's not about money. Spiritual blessings will come even to my seeds. This is what I do it for. This is what I get out of it. To the people that saying, why do you keep making videos? Didn't you say you're almost done? Yeah, I'm almost done. Yeah, but you don't get a lot of views, Nikosi. Why are you making videos? It's not about views. There's a couple iScribers that actually have been watching from the first video I did 6-7 years ago. And they're still watching to this day. And they're just on the verge. They're this close to taking a step out of Babylon. They're that close. So, wow, this video has gotten to 40 minutes. Share this with your family, your loved ones, your true family. Share this with your father, your mother, your son, your daughter, your brother, your sister. Let's align our minds with our heart and align the binary codes of the Most Highest, whereby the zeros and ones just become one thing, which is no thing, the zilch. The nothing and the something literally merge as one. Why? Because the will of the Most Highest be done on earth as it is in heaven. Heaven is the zero. The earth is the one. Heaven is the nothing. The earth is the something. When those things merge, this is where our salvation lies. Not lies. This is where our salvation is. This is where it lays. This is where it's resting. This is where it's waiting. Our salvation is the unification of the mind, body, spirit, everything in one. The trinity, the triunity, the everything literally merging into the oneness. No more division. No more dying to our vision. That's the point of Sea Gold. Sea Gold is not just a label, just some label we're attached to or some hood street team just because I came up out of some Babylon places. Because even if it looked like I came from those places, I was in that world, it's true, but I was never of that world. I'm cut from the cloth of the Most Highest. This is why thousands of y'all have seen the message. And the persons that have seen I is literally persons being called through the illusion of me, but they're being called by God. Or if not the persons being called, it's the few that's chosen. That's who's watching Nikosi Baba. It's very few. And then the other small percentage, the smaller percentage, is the persons that's sent just like me. Because I'm not claiming to be the only one that's sent. There's multiple Christ figures. There's multiple ways that God comes and fulfills or facilitates its will on the planet. Majority of the people that you see viewing the videos are the people that's being called. About actually 80%. About 5% are the chosen. About 1% is the sent. We're at about 86%, if I did the math correct. The remaining 14% is literally agents and spies. Devil, get behind me. Wait, think about how to take me back to me. I could back on a camera. Oh boy. I'm ready for high fun. High funny. High me for my but tell me, but we know if you back, I will come and talk on you if back on me. Come for high.
I thought of it. I will go for high.
Tell him all it. High no right way.
No, ain't you laugh.
Ain't you laughing loud? Tell him all. Me, I think I know any. Each laugh back, take a back.
Ain't la high.
It's not high to that?
Ain't la no.
Aish. Pardon yourself. I had to put my face on this camera to look the demons in the eyes. The camera could not flip. So, devil, get behind me. You cannot stop God's will. Come out of my blood clot face. Go sit down. Respect God. Oh, you think I'm crazy? You ain't seen nothing crazy yet. Wait till this whole earth swallow up you demons. Lightning and thunder. What the Rasta man say? Earthquake, lightning and thunder. Una go dead off. Blood clot Babylonian. Go to your bed. Go sleep. And let the sleeping people bury themselves. Anybody will try to stop the Most High will. Yeah, burn up. All them words I may tell you. Burn on the skin. Lava. Melt. You feel the power. You know the power. I don't fear none of you Babylonian people. You fear me. This is why you've tried to harm me multiple occasions. But who the Most High is blessed, no one can curse. You can't box with God. Your arms is too short. This is why I feed you Babylon people with a long spoon. Even the ones that I'm calling. The many that's called. Most of y'all are going to turn into agents too. But you still have to hear the message. Why? Because it will have been much better for them to have not heard the codes of righteousness than to have heard them and went against the sacred demands that was given unto them freely. Aishi, I will talk to Baba Fibo. Baba Fibo, oh boy. A lot of old thing clever, huh? Fibo, how do you get out of time? Aish. Yeah, man, the video is done. So, share this. Let's keep on growing forward. Let's keep on growing forward. Yeah, man, Baba, I'll come right now. Share this. Let's glitch the algorithm. Press hard on the video. Share this to who needs to see it. Don't share it to people that's trying to argue. Don't share it if it's just somebody looking entertainment or to gossip. Share this to the souls that actually can make use of the reminders for their own benefit, not for popularity contests. We are not playing a contest. This is a protest. I'm protesting because I'm a pro at the tests of life. We are prepared. We paired beforehand. We were prepared. Ain't you? Ain't you? Ain't you? I'll go myself. I have I. Seagull order. Life is a road where we have to step on and realize that your mind is the greatest weapon. Seagull order. Seagull is not talking of the two eyes on your face. It's the mind of the Most High. It's the Christ. Your crown chakra busting open. Invoked from the 33 vertebrae. Climbing Jacob's ladder. And that kundalini spilling over the liquid because the bearer of the water, because our cup is filleth till it runneth over. Spilling it over into the first, second, and third ventricle. 3/13/1993. Life path 11. The codes is clear. Life is clear. Don't deny life, or life will deny you. I'm just finalizing the video for the viewer that wants to just hear the sounds and to sight the visions. It's such a beautiful dream. We're full of thanks for life. And we say prayers beforehand that we continue to grow within the will of the Almighty. And that we can bask in the sun, in the salvation eternal life forevermore. We don't need to even build Babylon homes. This video is beyond a Babylon home. We don't need to do anything. The earth is our bed. So you are welcome home. Come well.